What's up, X-treme kids of Ottawa and around the world? This is First Lady Kay, and I want to welcome you to our midweek story time with Veggie Tales Bible Storybook. And this week, we are going to read the book, Daniel and the Lion's Den. So, if your name is Daniel, be sure to reach out to us at ottawachurchkids@gmail.com for your special prize. So let's get started. Larry says, "Hey kids, have you ever tried to make a really tough decision? Making tough decisions is something that, I'm not very good at. Like the time I had to decide between getting a baby kangaroo and a water buffalo. Who can make a decision like that?" Well, actually, I guess that's not really the kind of decision I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kind of decision when you know what you should do, but it would be easier to do something else. Bob said it would help if we read the story of Daniel. So here we go. Long time ago, in the city of Babylon, there lived a wise young man named Daniel. Daniel worked hard in the palace of the Babylonian king. One night, while the kingdom slept, the king had a dream. Do you dream, X-treme kids? I sure do. Some of them are really goofy. "I'm King Darius," the king reported. "I've had a dream, and now I'm feeling rather frightened. And I wish someone would tell me what it means." "Why, we are the wise men," the three sleepy scallions explained. "Yes, that is true. And though we're using all our wisdom, we're afraid we can't explain your dream to you." So the king sent for Daniel, and with God's help, Daniel was able to explain the king's dream that no one else could. Isn't that amazing, boys and girls? "Daniel, you have enlightened me. Your job I will expand. From now on, I want you to sit right beside me as the second in command." Wow, he got a big raise, eh? Daniel's new job made the wise scallions very jealous. They didn't want to take orders from Daniel. So they came up with a sneaky plan to get rid of him. The next morning, the scallions convinced the king to pass a new law. They knew this law would catch Daniel and get him in trouble. So, just one more time. Now let's see if I got this straight. The asparagus king repeated, "A law to prove once and for all that I am great. If I'm the king, no one must doubt my full supremacy. So from this day forth, my citizens will pray to only me." Praying to the king? So the law was passed, and that's when Daniel's troubles started. You see, God's law required that his people worship only God, and Daniel always obeyed God's law. So the next day, just like Daniel always did, he prayed to God. He was thanking him for giving him the courage to do what was right when bam, wham, slam, the three scallions broke into Daniel's room and carried him away. "Daniel, you have violated section 42192 R94006.1-7B of the Code of Babylon," the tallest scallion yelled. Then he threw Daniel into the lion's den. Oh no, boys and girls, what will we ever do? Deep in the dark, scary lion's den, Daniel could hear the lions roar. And he could see their eyes blinking in the dark. He was so frightened, but Then he heard a voice. It was an angel. "Don't cry, Daniel. Fear not, Daniel. Don't you know that you're not alone?" The angel reminded Daniel that God was with him, even there in the lion's den. Wow, this made Daniel feel so much better. The next morning, the king and his trusted wise men ran to the den. "Hello," the king shouted. "I'll be right up. I just have to say goodbye to my new friends," Daniel shouted back. To everyone's surprise, Daniel had not been harmed. "Surely your God is above all men." "Now I get it. I understand," King Darius proclaimed. "For even at the bottom of the lion's den, you were in God's hands." So the king passed a new law declaring that everyone should pray only to Daniel's God and not the king. The wise men were in big trouble too, so they moved far away to Egypt to get away from everyone. But Daniel stayed, and God blessed him all his days. Isn't that wonderful, boys and girls, that he did the right thing, even when he thought he might get in trouble for it? So this is what Larry has to say. God is always with us. He watches over us, and he loves us so very much, and he wants us to do what is right. Let's take one more look at Daniel's story in the book of Daniel, chapter 6, verses 1 to 28. Daniel did a better job than any of the royal rulers, so the king planned to put him in charge of the whole kingdom. But the others heard about it and looked for a reason to bring charges against Daniel. They went as a group to the king and suggested that he should give this order. Here's the order. During the next 30 days, don't let any of your people pray to any god or man except for you, king. And if they do, throw them into the lion's den. Well, Daniel did, just as he's always done before. He went to his room 3 times a day to pray. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. He got down on his knees and he gave thanks to his God. But when the king heard that, he didn't want Daniel to be harmed in any way. Then the men went as a group to the king and said, "Remember that you said no matter what. No, remember that no order or law you make can be changed." So the king had Daniel brought out and thrown into the lion's den. And the king said to him, "You always serve your God so faithfully, so may he save you," because he liked Daniel. As soon as the sun began to rise, the king hurried to the lion's den. He called out to Daniel, "You serve the living God. Has he saved you from the lions?" Daniel answered, "My God sent his angel to shut the mouths of the lions. They didn't hurt me at all." The king ordered his servants to lift Daniel out of the den. Then King Darius wrote to the people from every nation and language in the whole world, and he said, "I order people in every part of my kingdom to respect and honor Daniel's God and not just me, and not pray to me." You know what? Daniel made a really big change from doing right, didn't he, boys and girls? So I want to also offer you another opportunity to get your prize this week. If you this week have had a chance to go to a zoo and see a real lion, take a picture of you and that lion and send it to us at ottawachurchkids@gmail.com for your special prize in the mail. So here's what Larry has to say. Decisions, decisions. That was a great story. I think so too, Extreme Kids. Daniel was so very brave because he knew that if he did what was right, God would protect him even in the depths of the lion's den. Sure makes me feel better. I don't think I've ever been in that much trouble before. Have you, Extreme Kids? I mean, maybe I've been in a den with a bunch of water buffaloes, but they're pretty easy to get along with, really. Especially if you have chocolate in your pocket. Yum, yum. So, boys and girls, Extreme Kids of Ottawa and around the world, let's remember together that God made you so very special and He loves you so very much. And who else loves you, Extreme Kids? That's right, First Lady Kay. Here is our memory verse for this week. 2 Thessalonians 2:15. Stand firm. Can you stand like a soldier? Hold on to what we taught you. Can you hold on to your hands? Let's do it one more time. It's pretty short this week. Stand firm like a soldier. Hold on to what we taught you, and you can hang on to your hands. Let's see if you can remember it all by yourself. I'm going to leave out some words and see if you can fill in the blank for me. Stand. That's right. Firm. Good for you. Hold on to what we. Good for you, Extreme Kids. Taught you. You're so smart. So this week, if you memorize your Bible verse this week, send us a video of you reciting it and you'll receive a special treat in the mail. Remember that we love you so very much and we want to hear from you. Have a wonderful week. Here's First Lady Kay saying, mwah!